Welcome to a Friday edition of Yes. Jerry, what's happening, man? I know that you're excited for the summit.
Yeah, the Global Leadership Summit.
Yeah, tell us.
I believe it's in its 22nd or 23rd year, and it's an amazing organization. It's the first year I've taken part in it. We're here in Yuma, Arizona at Stone Ridge Church, and they've been so gracious to host the event. And it's been yesterday was an amazing time. I learned a tremendous amount, and met some very cool people here, hardworking, entrepreneurial, thought leaders within the community. And you just after yesterday, you're definitely seeing the impact that the things that you learn here and the concepts that you learn here, how taken out into our world will lead to change and improvement within the community. So it's pretty exciting to be part of this.
Cool. Now I find it interesting that you have your business up and running, got a lot of stuff going on. We talk on the phone and it's just really brief, and we get to the point and we move on because we're busy. But middle of the week and still taking the time to improve yourself and to learn.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people out there saying, well, I'm too busy for that. I can't. I don't have enough time for that to take a full 2 days of seminars in the middle and end of the week.
Well, it's trust me. I mean, that goes in my mind. Well, what am I doing? I could be doing all kinds of other work and working in the business, but I mean, just some of the stuff that I learned yesterday, the concepts that were brought up yesterday, and when I implement those, and when those are implemented within our business, it's gonna absolutely pay for itself 100 times over. And the concept that you always have to be sharpening your saw. You always have to take time to reinvest in yourself. I think now that you brought that up, I think in this country, I think there's this notion that you go to high school, you go to college, and you learn, and then you're done learning, and that's it. And that's the most ridiculous concept I've ever heard of.
Right.
We're always have to learn, and we always have to continually sharpen the saw and figure out how to do things better. And there was an amazing talk about that at the end of the session yesterday too. So yeah. So you've been working on some things too, right?
That's right. Just got back from an awesome event with Tony Robbins, and it was just mind-changing, mind-blowing, whatever you want to call it. And like you said, I want to touch on is you said you implement. A lot of us like to learn, and we like learning the different stuff, but we don't actually live it.
Yeah.
Right? So implementation, execution is the key.
Yeah.
Because if you don't execute, you're always going to seek that learning portion, and then you're always going to go to the next seminar, but unless you implement something, it doesn't have to be everything that you learn. I know that yesterday, I'm sure, a lot of learning here at this summit, but if you just take some time to implement one thing that you've learned, that's when it's life-changing, and it progresses from that.
Absolutely. And I can't remember, I wish I could remember who I heard this from so I could credit them, but it was definitely something that stuck with me, is that when you go to an event like this, everyone likes those nice 80 pages of notes that just are nice penmanship and clear and everything on the line. But this gentleman said, when you come to an event like this, you really honestly need to listen to the 2 or 3 things that really stick out to you. And then when you're taking the notes, how those things apply to your business and the things that you're going to do when you get back to the office, and how you're going to use the nuggets and implement them in your business, instead of having pages on pages of really amazing content. But if you could have those pages, how are you ever going to take the information off those pages and be able to use them? So it's kind of thinking small within the bigger picture of all the information that's coming at you, and just 2 or 3 things every year that you can implement. It makes huge impact in your business and your life.
Most definitely. So today we want to encourage you basically to learn, to implement, to never just stop learning, never stop progressing, never little changes, like you like to call it nuggets, golden nuggets. And when you get that and you progress and you get better and you get better, just like working out, right? Mm-hmm. In the beginning you may get really sore, you can't get out of bed in the morning, but the muscle gets stronger. just like the mind, it gets stronger and stronger, and you implement, and you keep pushing forward, right?
Absolutely.
So we want to encourage you to do that. And I know that we have a lot of things going on with our show, and let's do this. Talk a little bit about the information that you gave on your Monday motivational video.
Oh yeah, geez, that seems like ages ago already.
Well, you got a lot of response,
Yeah.
and a lot of input.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I just look at, I think probably the one thing I learned from most of the most couple recent posts that I've done is just not being afraid. I mean, the post I did 2 weeks ago, my hair was a disaster. The post I did yesterday was on actually the first post that I've ever done off of my phone was actually on my computer, and the lighting was weird and all this stuff, and I had all these reasons to not do it. I could have made it, but I still did it, and I still took action. And I think that's probably one of the more important lessons is, I just took action, and it was imperfect action. It was clearly imperfect action, but it's still action, and imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. So, I mean, I think that's probably the thing I would want people to get out of those two videos.
Very cool.
But yeah,
it's kind of very relatable to me. I was out of town Wednesday, and our commitment was to give content on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. You think I wanted to do it on Wednesday?
no,
Absolutely
Why
not.
not?
Absolutely not. But I did it because there was accountability, and like you said, I had to take action, had to execute. So, and it was uncomfortable for me, but it's done.
And we had people comment on your video that I've never seen really comment before, and people share your video that I've never seen people share before. So, you touch people on that video, and maybe those people really needed it at that time. So
and that's why we do
matters.
this, right?
Yeah,
that's why we do this. Just
absolutely.
If it's one person that we motivate, hey, we've done our job. Hopefully, it progresses to more. But going back to that, going back to my daughter, starting a new school, and it's a big deal, especially for a preteen, right? So I asked her when I got back, for those of you who haven't seen my videos, that she started a new school. She's very afraid, no friends, very reserved. But just like being uncomfortable, just like life, you just have to go out there and do it, and you have to go out there and have that attitude and have that energy out there where people are going to want to approach you, just like in business, right?
Absolutely.
You have to be, I don't know if likable is the right word, but maybe open-minded, right? Is that good?
Absolutely. I mean, you always hear about, this person or whatever is not very nice, and really at the end of the day, it's not that they're not nice, it's just that they're shy.
Yeah, shy,
And so,
scared, fear.
And so, what are you holding back from the world? What greatness are you holding back and holding within because you have those fears? And to add to what my daughter Cora said, a couple weeks ago, my belly didn't want me to do it, So
and that's so much
it's
the
fear.
truth. Yeah.
Fear in your belly, fear in your mind.
Yeah.
And so just pushing through that fear, and that's what we're here to do. That's what we're tasked to do, and that's where happiness lies. So.
Yeah. So finishing with that story, get back, and then I asked how her week was going, and she made friends. And what she did is she volunteered at the cafeteria to help out.
Yeah.
I didn't tell her to do that. This is something that she thought up on her own.
Yeah.
So proud of her. But there again, I looked at myself as, man, you just got to get involved.
Yeah.
You get involved and you take action, then things open up. So what a great lesson. So as we wrap up, anything to add there, Edgar? No? How about yourself, Jerry?
Just honestly, I mean, I wish I had known. I don't know if I was in a sand going to the sand dunes. I don't know if I was in a bunker or whatever last year, but I just had never heard of this event. Some amazing speakers yesterday, to include Andy Stanley. Angela Duckworth is speaking today. the author of the book that we've talked about several times,
yes,
called Grit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something. This is an event that if you are somebody that wants to improve themselves, and you're on a budget, and you don't have time to fly out to to these destination locations for these other events throughout the world or the country. I mean, this is something that's here in Yuma, Arizona. It's very affordable. Obviously today's the last day, so if you can get down here today, I'm sure you could still sign up for today. But
so what are the hours today? Do you know?
It's 8:30 to 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Ish, it looks like. So, but yeah, I mean, just look into it next year. It's called the Global Leadership Conference, and again, just an amazing event. A lot of really awesome people here within our community that are learning, growing, and ultimately will leave here and make the community better, which is awesome.
That's awesome. So hopefully you got something out of this video, and we will keep the content coming. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you soon.